Good day, my name's Todd Standing. Just trying a little experiment here actually. Just wanted to talk about something real quick right off my phone camera because I get a lot of questions that are just in the spur of the moment. I like being just put right on the spot. And this question about how powerful Sasquatch is, I've been thinking just even recently on Instagram. Something this has been long term for me in my life. I was a doorman in my younger days when I was going to university and studying school, doing things in school. And I spent a lot of time with powerful guys in the gym. I lived in a city that had, just over 1 million people, and I hung out with and knew a lot of the big power lifters, strong guys. I have a lot of experience with lifting and literal manpower. And even recently, brother-in-law has been taking me out and to the gym, and we've been lifting stones and stuff. And I have a recent video up on Facebook where I'm lifting, stones. I'm just like Atlas stones, but they're big rocks out in the wilderness, maybe around the 300-pound mark. The reason I'm talking about this is how it pertains to Sasquatch. So I've been out with primatologists, and the experience that I have with lifting heavy things, it's been very well known. And online, there's a lot of controversy about this, about the exact power of a chimpanzee compared to a man. You get maybe 5 times or 3 times. Very speculative. But just even going through the numbers conservatively. So saying that I'm just a regular guy and I can lift about a 300-pound stone. So saying a chimpanzee is about twice as strong as me, which is very conservative. Let's not argue too much about that. Let's say a chimpanzee can lift about a 600-pound stone. And then you get a gorilla who's, again, at least double the strength of a chimpanzee, double the size. Because now when you get into primate power, it's very specific. For a chimpanzee does not outweigh me. I weigh approximately 230 pounds, so that's not the case with a male chimpanzee. However, he is significantly more powerful. Primate strength is a whole other level. So when you get into chimpanzees lifting 600-pound stones, you get into gorillas that are at least double the size and at least double the strength that could lift at the very least 1,200-pound stones. And I've been out with primatologists who have had a lot of experience with gorillas, and just with the experiences that I've had with Sasquatch are they're twice the size of a gorilla. Gorillas are about 400 pounds approximately. In my experience with the tracks and what I've seen and other people's experience, the Sasquatch are really about 900 pounds. And I'm saying that's the big males. That's likely their weight. So double the size of a gorilla. So it's not out far-fetched to lunch that know that a giant primate that is double the size of a gorilla, like gorillas are approximately double the strength, and this is very approximately double the strength of a chimpanzee, and you get a Sasquatch that's double. So now you're getting a Sasquatch. If a gorilla can do a 1,200-pound stone, which is crazy power, crazy. Gorillas could bench press, it's written and been calculated around 2,000 pounds. You're getting a Sasquatch that could lift a 2,400-pound stone. That's 2,000 kilograms approximately. Over 2,000 kilograms. Over 1,000 kilogram stone. Apologies in my conversions. But that is crazy strength that's so obscene. And taking out primatologists and what I've witnessed with the boulders they've been able to toss around like little nothings, with the trees they've been able to break, with the structures they've been able to build, the primate power that I've seen, and really leads me to even something that I witnessed in a trackway once that was beyond my ability to even recognize. I saw a Sasquatch trackway chasing down an elk, a female elk. And a female elk, they're not light. They're a heavy ungulate. And I saw something in a trackway so he chased her down, which is crazy. That's in primate endurance, which even doesn't make any sense calculably. So anyways, he ran her down, and I saw this in the trackway. This is in Montana in the United States. And what blew me away was, and this was a good sized male, a 17-inch track, which is generally what's considered, according to all the research and all the evidence that we have, that's a fully grown adult male. He picked that elk up. I know he picked it up. I don't know how he picked it up. I'm assuming threw it over his shoulder and walked away with it. And I saw something I'd never seen in the snow before. I'd initially been watching, the snow was about 2.5 feet deep, which is even possibly why he was able to get that female elk. He separated her from the herd, he chased her down and killed her. And I saw all this in the trackway in the snow, but what was crazy was, as much as the 900-pound Sasquatch was weighing, he literally picked up an elk and walked off with the elk into a distance until he got into a big windy section between the mountains where the snows blew all his tracks away and I couldn't follow him anymore. But I was seeing in the trackway what looked like, almost like it's hard to calculate, but literally, maybe a 800-pound elk over the shoulder of a 900-pound primate who's walking comfortably. And I saw pressure in the snow that was hard for me as a tracker to even comprehend. It was obscene, crazy, insane weight that was going and pushing down that snow. 2.5 feet of snow compressed like in a way that as a tracker I've just never seen. You don't see that with moose or elk it's a very different trackway because they have four legs and pressure is expanded and they use hooves, and I'd never seen that in a trackway compared to like a bear or a wolf where you get that flatter. I know bears have paws and wolves have paws, but they have that flatter. They don't have a hoof. It's not the hooves are like those. They're hard nails. I'd never seen that kind of pressure before, and the kind of power it would take to not only have the endurance to run down the elk, but then to kill it and then throw it over his shoulder or pick it up and carry it off however he did. Obscene power. And I see that everywhere. And I've seen it with the 2 primatologists that I've taken out into the wilderness have agreed with me that the amount of power that we're witnessing, because these primatologists have seen gorillas snap cane and bushes and brushes and eat them, or I don't know if they eat them, but work with these cane things and break them in ways that no man could ever do. And they're seeing double that strength in the Sasquatch habitats with the tree breaks, with the trees that they rip out of the ground. Trees, if I hooked up my 1-ton truck to with a chain and drove away at 40 miles an hour, it would rip my bumper right off the truck. Sasquatch are ripping these out of the ground, busting them over. I've shown it on episodes of Survivor Man, and it's when I look at the power, I'm literally seeing what is likely double the strength of a gorilla. It's crazy, crazy impressive. Very, very. Now you combine that with not just power, but endurance to run and walk down an elk. The things that I'm seeing in the biology it's really in my mind. I know we're really impressed with wolves, the endurance of them and the power that bears have, but we've never seen this kind of primate, cold weather primate power and strength and this ability to survive. Now it comes to, how does a Sasquatch pick berries? They got to eat berries. Berries are an enormous food source out here, especially for bears. Bears get enormous because of berries. And to know that the Sasquatch, now a chimpanzee and a gorilla, they don't have precise power. They don't have precision strength. So how would a chimpanzee couldn't knit and do things precisely? Human beings can, because we have better motor control, better motor skills. Now how's a Sasquatch going to pick berries? He's so powerful, he's just going to crush them. He can't, he's going to crush them in his mouth. So there's so much that in the biology and that I love to theorize about is, how does something so big, so powerful, so immense, with such endurance, they're really just such a spectacular species that just for that reason alone, we have to learn about this in the biology, because it's going to shake up the world, And but then again, in the biology, we take things for granted. But bats see things with radar. Beavers eat wood, and we just take that stuff for granted. And the reason I'm telling you these things is it's gonna be a discovery where it's not just a beaver, it's not just some flying rodent that we call a bat it's totally blind and picking insects out of the air at night because of its special adaptive ability called radar. It's a primate that's the closest living relative to us in the world. Wait till you see my Sunday video coming. I had to work extra hard on it because it's gonna shake things up with this new scientific deductions and evidence based on brand new evidence. Amazing stuff, guys. So stay tuned. Really enjoying the extra hard work. I'm a full-time Sasquatch researcher. This is all I do. Thanks to donations, thanks to watching my YouTube channel, letting the commercials play, hint, and the donators, and watching my documentary on Amazon Prime now that was on Netflix before, a new documentary coming. I do this full-time, and I'm taking people out on expeditions. So this is what I do. I talk to people about Sasquatch all day, every day. I have a wonderful miracle of a life, and I'd like to sincerely thank you for allowing me to do that. My name is Todd Standing, and I am a full-time Sasquatch researcher. Thanks to the support of my family, friends, and fans. So thank you so much. There'll be lots more videos to come, so stay tuned.